welcome back to Andertons TV.
Hello.
There you are. Hopefully that little playing has put you in the mood for love. And Universal Audio pedals.
Yes.
Before we get into this video, here are the rules. The rules are you have to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, and then you'll never miss out. The other rules are that there are timestamps. So if you're not interested in the first two pedals, you just want to hear about the last one, you can do that. And the third and final rule is if you want to look as beautiful as Mr. Pete Honore, you have to go and buy a pink sweatshirt and then not wash it for a bit and wear it unironed.
I've washed this. I've washed this. This is completely cleanly washed, man.
Anyway, right, they're the rules. We're done.
Don't iron it.
Universal Audio, one of the most legendary names in studio equipment ever.
Yes.
Have been making guitar stuff for the last 2 or 3 years.
They keep drizzling them in.
They do. They
like-
drizzle
they're like
it
that. They're
like
like,
a
oh, there's
Gino
a-
di Campo with a little
my-
bit of or salt by.
What's happened to Gino di Campo?
I love
Did he
Gino
not?
di Campo.
Yeah, but did he not get knocked off air because he was being too rude or something?
Did he?
You know, he's the same
I
age
hope
as
so.
me.
If he's the same age as you, and that means only slightly younger than me, it makes me feel old because he's looking fine for his age.
Is he?
Anyway, right. Universal Audio have got a couple of different kind of ranges of pedals. They've got some awesome amp in a box pedals, which we love.
What's the lion one up here?
It's great.
That was a large.
They've got some, and then they've got some 2-button kind of bigger effects pedals like these, which have been pretty popular, kind of going for, it's a slightly different vibe, Strymon kind of pricing, but without the MIDI style of things. So some quite cool apps with them. Anyway, that's those.
They sound wonderful.
Then these smaller pedals are essentially, they're taking functionality from the bigger pedals and putting it in a slightly smaller and more affordable pedal. So there's 2 ways to kind of look at that. This, is it potentially cheaper to buy the bigger pedal because you get more in them? If you sort of divide up what you get in the bigger pedals, you get kind of more. Or if you don't want it, it is, I suppose, ultimately less expensive per pedal to buy these. But do you get what I mean? Anyway,
I get exactly what you mean.
So the first one is the second compressor that they have released in this smaller format mode. Their most famous compressor is the 1176, so they've obviously done that first. Now we have the Teletronix LA-2A.
The Magic, that's just magic. We use it.
Magic in a box.
It's just a magic breakout box that you put through. Anything you put through it just sounds better.
There we are.
The end.
That's it. The end of the video.
Thank you for watching.
That's what it says in the manual. Anything you put through it sounds better.
I
so
can
you've
do
got
anything better than
You've got 2 versions. You've got medium compression in this mode and hard limiting in this mode. Ladies and gentlemen.
What is that? What is it?
I got Gino di Campo trivia.
Go on.
In 1998, di Campo was convicted of burgling singer Paul Young's London home.
I do remember he's
There
talking
you go.
about that.
Yeah.
But that was 25 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years in prison.
2 years.
I told you,
he's
he's
still
a
the
nutter.
funniest chef there is.
Yeah, I'm the Gino di Campo.
Gino
of the YouTube
Vino.
world.
Anyway, you are. Literally,
You actually are.
just less good looking and much poorer.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Anyway, crikey, we'll get here in a minute. I'm going to try and tell you what these knobs and buttons do. Pete,
Maybe it's a Rob Paul.
yeah, go and rob Paul Young's house
I was
again.
at Robbie Williams' house.
Yeah,
I
right.
went to prison for 2 years.
Amount of signal compression is this one. Level compensation is the gain one. Wow, I never heard it described as that before. The switch to do medium compression, hard limiting, and mix is blending between dry and the compressed signal.
Yeah.
It has mono in and out. By the looks of things, we can switch it between a buffered bypass or true bypass, and we can switch between a stock level of release and a fast level of release. Where is it switched to? We're going stock and buffered.
Yeah, okay.
There we are. Here we are.
I mean, it's just
Compression always
is
freaks
it-
me out.
is
Is it just louder and therefore we like it better, or is it actually doing something?
Yeah, I mean, I just like it
It's time for Dana's Page 3-second review!
because the feel and the touch it makes it. Yes, it does.
Thanks for watching Dana's Page 3-second review!
I'm guessing by
Boris
turning
Johnson.
the mix and the peak up, we're going to have much more of the typical compression effect.
It's not
It's
super
not
compressed.
doing that
no,
sort of
It just makes it warmer and better.
Is that
that's
the
what it
deal
is.
with is the LA-2A more of like a limiter rather than a guitar compressor type?
It can do it all,
vibe?
It can do it all. It just sounds. It makes things sound good, which is what you can hear right now. Turn it off, right? And of course, it gains it. Already into a slightly gained amp, right?
I think you're out of tune.
Yeah.
Let's say you're used to, you've had like a Boss CS compressor or something in the past. You're used to, I think the 1176 is more that sound.
Yeah, it's more
If
compression.
you're, I mean, again, I'm not as I haven't played in
Compressor
studios like
aficionado.
you've got, so I wouldn't really know what to expect from an LA-2A. But it doesn't feel to me that it's doing the same type of compression. Oz has got his hand up.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This kind of studio compressor, is there an argument to use it in the effects loop?
Well,
That kind of thing.
I don't know, man. If you see an effects loop, I don't know. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But I think it's just for this as a guitar effect. You could put it at the end of your chain, but I wouldn't necessarily do
It's
that.
difficult in guitars. Instrument compression is normally the first thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like whether you're singing or you're playing an instrument or whatever. It's like it's into the compressor first.
Yeah.
Like mastering compression, I don't even know if
It's
the effects
different.
loop really. It's like it's almost. It needs to be even after that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if I go to the hard no, that maybe this will be more. That sounds to me more
Compressed.
how like I would have a compressor. Yeah, more. Oh crikey, that's noisy.
Yes, but you're gaining
all.
up. See that? But because it's running hot into the front end of an amp that's already slightly gained, slightly got a crunchy, right?
Okay.
Because I'm gaining it all the way up,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'm taking the mix down. But the other way. I mean, that's gain. That's hot, 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 isn't it? But now you're blending in the clean signal, right? So you're gonna turn
Oh,
it
is
all
that
the
what
way.
I might do?
Really?
No, it's all the way up is
Right.
100%
okay, right.
compression.
Okay.
Honestly, I've kind of
It's different,
changed
isn't
my
it?
opinion of this in the last. It just feels like it's got to be turned up a lot
Yeah.
and possibly in that harder limit mode to work in the way I
Yeah,
expected a
it's
pedal compressor to work.
Let me just go. Now keeping that signal, isn't it? That's without.
That's enough.
Anyway.
Compression videos are boring at best. When they go on for too long,
Yeah,
they become
Just the I was
outrageously
saying earlier, it's
dull.
like this is the most boring videos we ever do is compression videos.
It's entirely true.
It is.
Okay.
I feel like the room is compressing me.
Let's go with the flow.
Oh
he says.
no!
So the flow
Let's go
is
with
a
the flow.
vintage tremolo. What
Yes.
do UA say? They say it gives you 3 flavors of tube-driven tremolo effects
Flavor.
featuring tap, tempo,
I would say
and
flover.
authentically emulated preamp circuit, volume boost, and true bypass. Basically, it's now that's interesting. So, I see. There's the switch in the middle. So you have the Dharma tremolo, the Jeffrey Dahmer tremolo.
It's not. It's,
Wow,
it's
what it
harmonic
says.
tremolo,
It says
isn't it?
D8. Oh, I see. D Harmer. Okay. The
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dahmer settings immerses you in that 1960s serial killer American brown sound for some seriously tasty volume fluctuation and phase shifting. A perfect tone setting for vintage soul, surf, and univibe textures.
I tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like a V8 rumbly car just coming up behind you, but really slow.
Yeah.
In the dark night. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, indeed. Right, the 65 tube amp tremolo
65.
produces an intense shimmer and end-to-end emulation of classic American tube amp tremolo circuit. And then Square, the hip to be Square. I listened to that album the other day as well.
Oh man, Ford's such a good album. Oh.
Good album.
Good album.
Huey Lewis and the News.
Man. It's one of the best albums
Yes.
ever. Yeah. But you know what's wrong with that album? It's when you put it on, if you listen to something before and you go, here's the level.
Anyway, user the Square mode is.
There's a man
This is
on
how we
loose
okay.
in the town tonight. Who we gonna call?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
So the Square, using UAFX's virtual optical photo cell, the Square setting, you can experience rippling and entrancing square waveforms, allowing you to dive into the rhythmic trem sections for a contemporary three-dimensional tone. Wow, that makes no sense at all.
Oh, that sounds good though, doesn't it?
So how do I tap this then? Is it... No, that's not working, is it? Tap. It's on. There's a switch on the back. Okay, so we got buffer. So I should have seen that, shouldn't I, on the bottom here? Right. So if I want to tap tempo, I've got to put it in the other mode. So let's.
Okay.
You know what tap tempo is. We don't need to go into that.
Let's hear
that.
So
let's get some. This is our Dharma mode.
Oh, it does sound great,
sounds
man.
great.
I'll put the.
I love a harmonic
that one. Jeffrey. That sounds great, doesn't it?
Only Andertons can make bad taste serial killer jokes in the middle of a vintage tremolo pedal demo.
That's why people watch, isn't it?
That's good.
That's very good, because that's
very
very much
good,
like a Fender
isn't
tremolo,
it?
isn't it? You see how we got serious all of a sudden? It was like, Jeffrey, and then, oh, that sounds good.
I've got to say that now the only thing I would say is not realistic about this, and this is always a frustration of mine on vintage Fender amplifiers, is the tremolo circuits in them never actually go this slow.
No.
So
But
this is like
good.
a good thing that
It's
we
a good-
can
yeah,
make
exactly.
it go this.
I mean, that's very slow.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean,
they're like
I think that's.
it's like they're almost like that, aren't they?
Yeah, that's
Or
probably
you
the
think that's
slow.
like the slowest? And now, Danish Pete's 3-second review.
I like it's got a whole.
That sounds fabulous. Thank you for wasting 3 seconds of your life watching this review.
You know what? That's the Astra. You know, and I think the Astra UAD Astra pedal, the big one, with the tremolo and the chorus and everything in
That's
it. I
the
think that's a very
modulation one, yeah.
underrated pedal, actually.
Yeah.
Because I think you got lots of modulation in it, so I think actually having these separately is a better choice. I almost think that, you know. Anyway, I don't depends on what you want.
But
Because you can't change.
I really like that.
Yeah.
The harmonic
good.
tremolo, I love
does
how
sound great.
the wave kind of wraps you in
Embrace
with a
it.
big hug.
Yeah.
Whereas
like Jeffrey when he sneaks up behind you.
on an amplifier, there's more of a thump, isn't there, on each one? Which it just sounds great. It's all
like Jeffrey when
want.
he's. This is the Halloween episode of this. It's got the same colour as a pumpkin as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The square one.
Okay.
Okay, so that is your Boulevard of Broken Dreams, isn't it?
I walk along.
I went to Jeffrey's flat. He hit me with a stole my chucked me in a tube.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh, this is, we're writing some songs here. Turn it off then?
You can't, obviously, in tap mode, can you? That's an interesting one. How do you, well, I wonder if you can. Do you have to just hold it or something? Yeah.
Okay. That sounds bloody great.
So in tap mode, you got to hold. That's my favourite one. Actually, to be honest, you've kind of got this. Funnily enough, I think you described this well with that whole kind of like. It adds the magic and you just leave it on all the time. Right, shall we move on to the Brigade?
We shall, yeah.
I can't think of anything silly to say about the Brigade, so let's just, maybe we'll keep this straight for the rest of the video.
So this is just watch.
UAFX chorus and vibrato pedal. Switch it this way, you get vibrato, this way chorus. I don't know if I've got this right or not, but from what I understand, again, from reading things, vibrato is the whole signal goes through the modulation.
Yeah.
Chorus is part of the signal is dry and part of the signal is modulated.
I'll tell you what people will let us know in the comment section. So
yes, I believe that's it. So if we go with vibrato, here we go. Got some.
That sounds great, man.
This is the UAFX blurbaroo here, so talks about warm analog modulation, blah blah blah.
But it's Brigade, Brigade circuits in there, is it?
Yeah, but these are all digital pedals, so they're all emulating analog circuits.
They do start a good job.
It's kind of job. Anyway. But what I thought was interesting here was they've pulled out some names here. This is Pete. Obviously, you've got to try and play this stuff now. These are gorgeously fat chorus soundscapes that emulate the classic Bucket Brigade style, famously used by bands such as Rush.
Oh, right.
Not expecting this next one. The Cure and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Weird switches on the back here. They've been set to, for the whole of this demo, buffered mode but preamp off.
Yeah.
If I switch it to true bypass mode, whether the pedal is on, when the pedal is switched off, it's literally just like a straight through signal.
Yeah.
If I switch it to buffered mode, and then I elect to either have the preamp on or off, regardless, even though the pedal is off, you're going to hear a difference. So this is preamp on, off, on.
Okay, so you've got a level.
Bizarrely, so preamp on is reducing the level.
But you would then.
No, not. I'm guessing this is. crikey, how would we describe this?
How does it
describe it? Let's read the manual. So in bypass mode, if it's buffered bypass, the pedal output is buffered and it is going through the circuit.
Yes.
If it is true bypass, the output is unbuffered and it's just literally as if the pedal isn't there.
Yeah. But it is
With
there.
the preamp
No, it isn't.
off, the preamp is not on the dry signal, whatever that means. If the preamp is on, the preamp is always on the dry signal. Wow, well, this makes no sense whatsoever.
My head's starting.
I think you're going to have to go to the website and try and work this out, but it's obviously we're not even talking about the effect.
That makes my head hurt.
Let's go preamp on, buffered.
That's my
and
3
see
second
what the
review
effect
of that.
sounds
My
like.
head
Yes.
hurts.
Here we go. Here's
Okay.
a vibrato. And you're right. This level control is not like an effect mix control. It is an actual volume level.
Okay, so you said, but it doesn't turn it all the way down, though, right?
But it does get a lot louder.
I tell you what,
So
that's great for inspirational writing stuff, isn't it?
100%. You're taking that, I think, from those old vintage electroharmonic pedals, where some of the distortion within the modulation is
comes from the Brigade, but that's what they're doing. So that's what UA do so well with everything. It's so meticulously done, isn't it? What?
I do know this makes me laugh. Of just this is, I'm sure Universal Audio's own video of this probably explained all of that much better than we did. But
but
hopefully
what's the
what
point?
you
That's
get from
what
us is like this is what happens when you just open a pedal up and go, I wonder what it sounds like.
And you just want us to say what we think about this and
I
see
prefer
our faces.
chorus to vibrato.
I tell you what, that's the sound.
That little bit of distortion.
That little bit of gain.
Great.
When you, let's go to the deco, for instance. The deco has got that, where it's got that chorus thing going on, but if you have, there's a little bit of grunt from the space echo kind of thing. I know it's not an echo, but it's that tape modulation. Yeah, that was his new single, wasn't it? That sounds great, man. What's the chords today?
D major 7.
Yeah.
F major 7. E minor. A. Yes!
Her er mit 3 sekunders overblik.
Wow. So you want less depth, right?
Så gik der lige 3 sekunder. Tusind tak for, at du kiggede med.
I mean, that's all you got to give anyway. That sound, man. Hang on.
Oh, man.
We're gonna get
Copyright strike.
It's you play that chord right. The first chord, you got the right chorus, the right little bit of compression, the right little bit of gain. You're winning, right?
This has been probably one of my favourite pedal demos we've done for a while.
Yeah,
Not
I think
just
so.
because of the silliness that occurred halfway through. Hopefully, as much of that as our legal department has allowed us to keep in will be kept in. But no, I mean, this one takes a little bit of like, you got to kind of takes a little bit of loving it. But this one and this one is just, especially this one, you just plug it in, it's like boom.
Yeah.
In fact, no, both of these.
Both of these.
They're just
Isn't it funny though? Can we just take a minute and say, isn't it funny when we put 3 pedals on and we go, oh god, here's another pedal video and it's just going to be this and it's just going to be that. And then we just, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And then it just turns out that you absolutely love it.
You're right.
That's what makes these videos. That's why I do these videos. Because I don't want to know what's going to happen in the end of it. I just want to know that I want this feeling. I want to laugh.
It is.
This was good.
I mean, this is the joy, isn't it? Well, there you are.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us again. Links where you can buy one of these 3 pedals will be below. We ship them all around the world. They're £189 each, including VAT and free shipping in the UK.
This was an NFT 53. NFT. Not an NFT. I keep saying NFT. It's not. It's an NF53.
Right.
Not NFTs, because those are not worth anymore. So if you ever bought an NFT of anything, you now lost all your money. And well done, you. Anyway, and this is a little sister. That's it. See ya.
See you later.
Like and subscribe. Bye.
Who are you gonna call?
Jeff Minama!
Is that how much of that is